Guys, I gotta show you this cool gift my wife got me. So this is my old jacket here. Still my old one, right? And this is the new one. Oh, I still got the tag on. Okay, listen. TJ Maxx, $20. Neither here nor there. The point is, wifey got me this. I'm so happy. But it was really cold outside, and that was more of a shacket. This is actually a coat, so I put my old one back on. Starting in Jeremiah chapter 2, verses 2 through 8 is what we're going to read today. Go and cry in the ears of Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith the Lord, I remember thee, the kindness of thy youth, the love of thy espousal, which is your marriages. When thou wentst after me in a wilderness, in a land that was not sown. The nobleman's 10 pounds. This is a parable that Jesus shares in Luke chapter 19. I'm going to go down to verse 22. This is also found in Matthew 25, verses 14 through 30. But verse 22 of Luke 19 says this, And he saith unto him, Out of your own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was a harsh man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. So going back to Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 2, in a land that was not sown. Israel had this same responsibility, yet they denied him. Israel was holiness, verse 3, unto the Lord, and the firstfruits of his increase. All that devour him shall offend, evil shall come upon them, saith the Lord. Hear ye the word of the Lord, O house of Jacob, and all the families of the house of Israel. Guys, Romans 11, start there. It tells us of us being grafted in. We are family. Just as Vin Diesel said it. We're family. Same situation here. Unfortunately, because, not unfortunately in this way, we've been grafted in, but unfortunately in this way, because of our ignorance throughout history with these people, the Jewish people, and us and our ignorance through our own lives, we will have to go through this same thing. Thus saith the Lord, verse 5, What iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone from me, and have walked after vanity, and become vain? Neither said they, Where is the Lord, that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, that led us through the wilderness, through a land of deserts and of pits, through a land of drought and of the shadow of death, through a land that no man passed through, and where no man dwelt. And I brought you into a plentiful country to eat the fruits thereof, and the goodness thereof. But when you entered, you defiled my land, and made mine heritage an abomination. The priest said not, Where is the Lord? And they that handle the law knew me not. The pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after things that do not profit. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world, but to lose his soul? Guys, Jeremiah is not just speaking to Israel. He's speaking to the entirety of the world now at this point. Crying, lamenting over this world, because they are doing the same things that Israel was doing then. We are all doing now. The priest said not, Where is the Lord? And they that handle the law knew me not, and the pastors also transgressed against me. And the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after things that do not profit. We understand that we are grafted in. So when we understand that, we understand Romans chapter 8, verse 15. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. We understand in the Jewish tongue that Abba means Father. So why did he say Father, Father? He didn't say Father, Father. He said Abba, Father. The reason why I believe he spoke in that light was to let us know this is yet more proof that we are connected with Israel now in this way. Jesus said in scriptures in Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and I believe it was mentioned in John as well, that I will be handed over to the chief priests and scribes, and they will hand me over to the Gentiles to be beat, scourged, and crucified. And when I thought of that the other day, it didn't really... I thought, now I've never known a Jewish person throughout history willing to give up their sacrifice to someone else when they were in the temple. And that's how I took that. They were with God in the flesh. Yet they handed over their sacrifice, their perfect sacrifice, to the Gentiles, to us. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but nonetheless, that's the way I took that. And I'm grateful to God that they did that. My heart hurts for them that they are praying for the Messiah to come, because they're blinded by the scriptures. And we are not to boast in the fact that they are blinded, because if God will blind them in this physical sense and in the spiritual sense, how much more would he do that to his second child, us? We are not loved any less, but the birthright was theirs, yet they sold it to us. Gave it to us. And it was worth more than a bowl of soup, but... And I brought you into a land plentiful, to eat the fruits thereof and the goodness thereof. But when you entered, you defiled my land, and made my inheritance an abomination. The priest said not, where is the Lord? I heard Captain Cookie say it this way the other day. When we go to church, do we actually know if God's there? Or do we just assume that he's there? Do we ask him to be there with us? Or do we assume that he's sitting in the seat next to us, that he's with us? Yes, we know that he's with us. But it's our responsibility to cry out to him, to ask him, Lord, please be with me today as I go to work, as I go through life, as I do all the things that you're asking me to do. Father, please lead me the way that you see fit. We were once in bondage. Spiritual Egypt is our past life. But now he has brought us out of that life, and he is leading us into the promised land. But if we start to complain and start to bellyache and start to... If we start and we keep complaining and keep whining, then he's eventually going to let us... He's going to... We have to follow after him. Because right now we are on our way to the promised land, but we're not there yet. Second Timothy chapter 4, verse 4 in closing. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables. All the pastors and the preachers and so on in today's world, the prophets and everything else, are all about follows and likes. And there's all these scandals involving all these pastors and so on. It was happening back in Israel's time too. And it's the same thing that's happening now. That's all.